Hello, hello. So nice to be here with you. I wanted to create something to help alleviate some anxiety. There's a lot going on in both of our personal lives and in our collective consciousness. And so there's a lot of frazzled energy going around. And so I wanted to create something that you could refer back to and use as a tool anytime you want to bring yourself back to center and bring yourself back to your body. My name is Rachel Mizels. I am a creative and a facilitator, and I love to experience life as a piece of art. So I like to find symbology and myth and story and weave that into our lives as a way to learn lessons and kind of step into some archetypes of how we can proceed in the next leg of our journey, right? Each story, each symbol has something for us, has something to tell us of where we want to go next. So with that, I'm going to weave in a little bit of symbol for us today, do a little bit of EFT tapping on some of the meridian energy points, and take you through a bit of a meditation, a bit of a journey to bring all of that back and get even deeper into the concept, into your body. So an interesting symbol that's been coming to me lately has been this image of a child or a baby that's being held, right? That's just being cuddled and loved. And I've always thought this crazy, it's really crazy that we, when a baby is born or when a baby is growing up, we shower it with so much love and attention and totally unconditional care, right, for this growing being just by virtue of it being alive, right, of it arriving here on earth, of being a human, a new human that is now part of us, right? And so we just give it lots and lots of constant love, no matter what racket it's making with crying, no matter how difficult it is with digesting or going to the bathroom or whatever, right? We take care of this child, we take care of this baby. And how much do we lose of that as we grow and as we age into more judgment and reason and using parts of our brain that are trying to understand the world in different ways? We start to disconnect from that aspect of ourselves of being perfect just the way that we are, just by virtue of being here, just by virtue of being human and alive. And we put layers and layers of judgment on top of who we are and what we do and what we accomplish and how we behave and what we say, right? We layer these judgments of how good or bad we are, how successful or unsuccessful we are. There's all these, dichotomies of what we believe about ourselves, these judgments of what kind of human am I, on the scale of good humans, where do I stand, right? And we lose this concept of what we do to each and every single child that is born on this earth is we shower it with devotion for just simply arriving. And so every once in a while when I find myself judging myself a little too harshly or trying to, or doing like a comparison, right, of myself with others that are going through similar or very different lives than myself, I try to remember that there is a part of me, right? And it was me and it was every single one of us that was born with that love and that attention and that devotion when we were just, just newly arrived. And we're not any different from that child. We're not actually different from that baby. We are actually that child and that baby. We've just aged. It's just, we've been here longer, and we've created the layers of our brain and our judgments, but we still are the exact same baby, the same child. So, we don't often get that love and devotion, that total unconditional wrapping of love and devotion from someone else with zero judgments and zero conditions. It's very difficult as adults to do that for each other. And so, can we give it to ourselves? Can we allow ourselves to remind that little child that's inside of us, each and every one of us, that I am valuable just for being here? And it's almost hard to wrap the head around it. And so there's part of me, even as I say it, that doesn't believe it. It's almost as if I'm saying it just to kind of give lip service to this idea. But I know that underneath my judgment of that is a truth. And so what I'll do actually is I'm going to do a little bit of tapping, and you can follow along with me. Actually, we can start here. This is a good starting place, is on the karate chop point. With this concept, right? We're going to go through this idea and this concept while tapping on the points. This concept that is not fully landing home. And so we want the body to listen. That I'm valuable for being here. You can repeat after me out loud or just in your head. I have value. And even though I don't always believe it, even though I judge myself, and even though I'm clouding up my life with all these judgments of myself, somewhere deep down, I really love and accept all of me. You can start at the top of the head now. There's a part of me that wants to just be accepted. There's a part of me that knows it is loved. There's a part of me that has been totally engulfed in a hug. And I really miss that part of me. I wish I could go back to just being loved for what I am without doing anything. Remembering what it's like to just be loved for doing nothing. What must that have been like? To be totally loved with all of my mistakes, totally loved with all of my missteps, totally loved with any choice that I make. I must feel so free to be able to make any choice and be loved and be accepted and to be part of things, included, embraced, just for showing up and being here. All that pressure that it takes off from having to do the right thing, from having to do it right, from all the mistakes that I've made in the past. Maybe it didn't really mean anything. What if my mistakes were just drops in the ocean that dissolved and disappeared? What if it doesn't really mean anything? Because all that matters is that I'm here. All that matters is that I'm alive. All that matters is that I breathe and I exist. And there's so much relief in the simplicity of that. When I release all of the judgments I've held for so long, none of it really matters because I'm just here. Let's take a breath while the siren beeps and honks. Take a breath and just feel it in your body. Feel what your body feels like right now. And maybe with your eyes closed, allow the top of your head to soften. All the skin of your scalp, all of the hair follicles, all of the tiny little muscles that are around the top of your neck and the back of your head to loosen and release. And then all of the tiny muscles in your forehead to drop down as if there's a waterfall, allowing those muscles to flow down into your eyes. And then any tension in your eyes, release that down into your cheeks. And any tension in your cheeks and in your ears, whole middle of your head, let that soften and flow down to the bottom of your head, to your chin, your mouth, flowing down through the neck muscles, that all of those tiny little muscles that hold up your head every day, let those fall down, release. There's nothing you need to hold in your head right now. Your brain begins to soften. All of the liquid that holds your brain in its place is light and open and airy. There's nothing you need to hold onto in your head, in your neck. Just let it flow down your body, off your shoulders, down your chest, along your back, your spine. Let it flow down your torso. Everything that you've been holding up in your head, up in your brain, just let it flow down through your torso. And as it moves down your torso through the center of your body, it pools in your hips and your thighs like little puddles gathering there. Little drops dripping into these puddles and pools at your thighs and at your hips. Raindrops of thoughts, raindrops of beliefs, ideas, anything you've been holding on to, dripping down into these pools of water at your hips. And with a breath, you let the earth soak up these pools of water from beneath you. Just drains down into the ground, draining down into the earth, soaking up into the black soil, feeding the earth. The earth is thirsty for your thoughts, for your beliefs, for your tensions. Anything that you have been holding on to releases like an overripe cloud. More sirens. Raining and dripping down into the ground. Let your body empty. With each breath, you are lighter, less encumbered. Allow yourself to simply be this body, this being, sitting here in this moment. There's nothing to think about. You're just simply being here. Now allow your hands to move along the skin of your legs, of your torso, of your belly, around your arms, and kind of give yourself a little embrace. Maybe give yourself some circular motions around your heart. Can your heart also be free and open and empty? The simplicity of just being here in your body. Move your muscles a little bit just to awaken back into yourself. Remember, you are here in this body. Take a deep breath and open your eyes when you're ready. I love the simplicity that comes when we release the outside world, release all of the layers that we place on top of ourselves. I find it funny that throughout this meditation, I kept having lots of sounds and sirens happening outside my door, as if to say, pay attention to me. But we'll always be distracted and bombarded by a lot of the outside world wanting our attention, wanting us to put our mind outside of ourselves, outside of our bodies. But we have to remember to bring it back to the source, right? I am the source. I am the originator of this life, this body, this being. Just by virtue of my aliveness, I can just be here and enjoy myself. Well, thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope that this was helpful. Please feel free to come back to this anytime. I would love to hear any comments if you want to leave one underneath the video. I invite you to subscribe to this channel. I invite you to find me on Facebook, Rachel Mizels. And I invite you to spend some one-on-one time with me if you are so called. I do some incredible one-on-one journeys that are intuitively led discussions, and then we do a little bit of this energy work as well to kind of clear the path and clear the way for whatever transition you're going through right now. So that link is down below as well. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.